Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next episode of Transport Fever 2 Island Mode, where in the last episode we got quite a lot more cargo transport with this goods factory here, which does produce a lot of goods, which is good. But in today's episode, well, it's just the same as the last few episodes. We're just taking stuff further, starting with this bus route being a bit busy, and having buses that are 43 years old. Let's fix that. Just replace them, yeah. Can we get one more? Let's get one more. The main thing I want to do following last episode is one of the things I have to do to transport the crude oil and oil is go all the way around here. And I was thinking, yeah, why don't we open up this narrow passage of land here? It would be a bit of a task. It would require messing up this train line, which I have just done, but I reckon it could be done quite easily. I mean, it'll take a bit of money to terraform, and we have had to disrupt the train line. But you know what? To make up for the destruction, I'm going to double track the train line through here. It's single track. It probably doesn't need to be double track. We only have a few passenger trains and like one cargo train maybe coming up here. But you know what? Let's treat them to an upgrade, because we've wrecked the train line. So, that's the train line deleted. There we go. So, we just want to flatten. Now, it's worth considering that it's going to take a bit of time to elevate from the station. So, I'm actually going to cut through like here. And then we can do a bit of smoothing, because at the moment this looks a bit crazy. And the other has adapted this shipping line. Right, does it feel like doing some smoothing? Also, the game's still a bit frozen. There we go. There we go. Now it doesn't look too bad. And let's go for high-speed tracks. Not because I need very high speeds here. The reason I'm going for high-speed tracks is I quite like the vibe when I've built something new to make it look high-speed tracks just look newer. And let's go for this style of bridge here. Where's that collision? Is the land? Yeah, we are building on quite a narrow strip of land here, which is why we went for single track in the first place. But now we've got, yeah, there we go. We've got enough room to do that. We'll smoothen it back off again now. So we are connecting up to there, which does affect stuff. We're just gonna, does it make sense to delete back a bit more? It might do, just to get the height a bit better. So we want it to be at its peak height there, just to give the maximum amount of room for ships to get underneath. And I feel like at the moment it isn't high enough. Or at least it might be high enough technically in terms of what the game considers, but it would be nice if it's not. If we're not cutting it that tight. So, to be honest, it still is a bit. What if we go to there? Feel like, yeah, it is a bit, to be honest. Bit better. My hope is that we've got that in, and oh, that's interesting. So when we smoothened off that bit, it actually wants to send the boat line around there, which I did not intend for it to do, but I'm not exactly going to complain either. Even actually, no, of not sending boats under there. Nah, now I'm thinking about it. Seems a little bit silly. Oh, and now there's collision here. Ugh. Let's just put some signals in. We don't need many exactly. This used to be single track and it used to work just fine. So, yeah. Let's just, if we go for like small brush, let's build the land back up. I want there to be land here. Like there used to be. I don't want to suddenly convert this bit into water as well. I just want like that. Is that good enough? I don't want the boats to go through there. That's just silly. So I want there to be a tiny, tiny bit of land there. But I want it to be sandy. What does that do? Yeah, that keeps the boat route running that way. That's better. It also occurred to me, given this boat route starts here, it could also go somewhere else. Like, it could go into here. It could bend round here. Or it could go into Neston. I feel like, I mean, this is a pretty... Let's see. In theory, yeah, so if it went to here, if this goes out to, like, Chichester... I mean, technically that does now have a train line, so I'm tempted to send it to, like, Neston rather than going into Oulton. So, yeah. Technically, this bridge might technically be high enough to allow boats to go under it, and then that would be weird, going Neston round Barrow and then continuing on. I don't think we're going to do it anyway. It's interesting, Widner's tools, there's a lot of tools waiting to go down to Widner's. But at what point? Let's replace those. It's a bit slightly higher capacity. At what point do we also use a harbour here for cargo? Doesn't seem too stupid of an idea. So we went for large. I'm gonna do the harbour here. And that's got it's large passenger dock. And then we go alongside it with a large cargo dock with also 2 landings, then we could send tools from here. I think there's enough space to put a landing in there. Does feel a bit tight, to be honest. I might spread them out a bit more, but it works. Nah, let's spread those out. Just delete all of that, which doesn't particularly want to delete right now, but it is going to do it because I said so. The passenger will go like there and cargo will go more at the end there. Just spaces them out a bit better. And now autosaves here, that'll make everything go way quicker, won't it? No, it won't. I'm being sarcastic. Hopefully everything will actually build in. Why is the passenger one not actually built in? There we go. Landing. Landing. Oh god, this all takes so long now. There we go. One last landing, right. So that connects to bus stops and here. Does this send anything? No, technically this doesn't connect to the train station. I think I might be fine with that. But yeah, so we're gonna send this boat route. After Pickering, I'm gonna send it back to Hawley. And then to Neston. So we need to rename it. It's not Hawley's Chichester, it's Neston to Chichester. Kind of curious whether getting an extra couple of boats makes sense. Just want to make sure that hasn't got an awkward timetable on it. No, it hasn't actually got any timetable on it, which means that'll be less well spaced out, but means there's less kind of to worry about with messing with stuff, right? So I mean, really, this route here is quite busy. I've just seen that. Get another 2 boats there to go to Halstead, but really this is just mainly based on tools. But where's the tool go to? Widnet? Oh, they go to the. Why do they go? Oh, do they go for that port there? Maybe. Where wants tools? Shoreham does not get any tools. That could be an idea. Does this do any drop-offs in the town? Let's do that. If we do what 1, yeah, that is cargo stop, and then 2. If I just on the way back from the hold did a bit of a deviation, I then change out the trucks so they're not exclusive to carrying stone. So 490, how much are we getting out of this 800? Well, just by the rate is, let's get 3 more. Right, and then I can get a shipment from Neston to Shoreham. And that is Shoreham Tools. We could also work out how to get machines over to here. To get other stuff delivered. But anyway, it's a road depot. Where's a boat? Depot, shipyard, whatever it's called. There's one here, I guess. I want a cargo ship. Let's not get a stupidly large one. Let's just get 2 axe Alps, why not? Shoreham Tools, right. This comes from the hub here, which we can get machines from here. So, if we were to connect to this train station, which we're not far off connecting, then we could. Is there much possibility of like getting these to stretch further? If that does that, then that gets another connection in, which might just work once that gets built. It's taking its time. You know, still not connecting any further. In theory, we could just keep bouncing these pedestrian entrances around until they connect. Or we could do like a diagonal road. What does a diagonal road do? Does that make any improvements? Oh, it literally connects to the building next to the train station. Is there anything we can do with these? No. If I suggest, I'm going to give it an extra platform. A, because I'm feeling generous, and B, because this should help. probably not needed for this station, but it will enable us to build a building on this side which should connect up to the harbour. If I just go for a cargo building, I could go like big. If I went there, if I deleted that road, does it still connect? Yeah, that still connects. Sure, I didn't have to destroy those buildings then, right? Does this train track connect to there? No, construction not possible. If I just now get to this, configure. If I was to just bring that in, and then put that into there we go. I mean, it's not the most efficient junction, but I have shortened a couple of the platforms, but whatever. This might even facilitate more bricks transport. Do we send any to Shurem? How much fuel? Just Shurem does want a bit of fuel. I mean, I guess they do go over to... No, yeah, the boats do go to here, but like, no. Do we have... Pickering. Seem to want more fuel transport here. Although, the input of oil is not the best. Because Filey oil doesn't have enough capacity. So, yeah. Where does it get its crude oil from this? Don't actually know where it gets its crude oil from. Yeah, I guess we could get fuel from here over to Shoreham. There we go. And Shoreham fuel. Where's the boat yard? Where is it? Oh, there's one. Just get whatever the smallest fuel, that's the one. Probably that'll do. Right. Right, are there any towns which don't get cargo? Eastbourne. There's nothing. Right. It's quite generic stuff. Does Ripon get anything? No. Not really doing cargo in this area, are we? It occurs to me that if we've got a large cargo transfer area here, we could stick a cargo harbour. Go for like 4 landings. Does Barrow get anything? Yeah, it does, other than fuel. And we mainly want to make sure towns get something. If we were to set up somewhere, even on the train line, that could just act as a bit of a hub for this area. If we were just to go for 2 terminals, like here, we could upgrade some of the train line infrastructure. Oh, some brick demands aren't there, and we could also get a boat over to Ripon. We could bring some stuff back from there, but I'm not sure how much there is to bring back. Right, on high speed particularly. Right, we can just do that. Not sure where I end up with the platforms being that long. So if we just did that, and then this runs into here. We can do a crossover between these two, but in general we just do single track, bending around each way. There we go. So we're going left hand running right. So let's just do this. Just realised I went electrified here, which these lines aren't actually electrified. There's no point. Let's just unelectrify this. Which will take a bit of time, but whatever. I made a mistake by electrifying it, even though it can just be electrified. It's not like we can't get diesel trains on electric track, but we would rather not. So, in Enfield, I think we'll get decent coverage from the train station. So if I just went for another track, not electrified. This is quite a short platform. Or whatever. And then we went like cargo. For it's just 120. I mean, I don't think our cargo trains will be extraordinarily long. They probably won't even be particularly efficient, given that, at least in this case, we're going to have to do one that carries both goods and bricks. So we'll do a few more signals. We'll still keep the single track bits in. If we do a signal there, we don't need anything to get down that way. So that goes that way, and then Rawn's. Radius is big enough that we can probably just get away with once doing this exact same thing. Where we just stick a cargo platform on. The irony is the crossover to go into the cargo terminal is literally there, so we could just merge it there. And then, actually, I don't think we need to merge going this way, although we could. I think trying to go slow, I suppose we aren't in fast forward mode. Yeah. Let's do a few more signals. Because why not? I might switch out one of these platforms. I don't think the passenger train line needs two platforms. We seem to be using that one for passengers, even though it's probably actually easier to switch that one to a cargo platform. Because there's more space around there, but whatever. Demolishing more buildings for this, but whatever. Yeah, Eastbourne. Eastbourne also wants fuel. I think we might just end up doing trains that can carry multiple bits of cargo and just losing money. There's nowhere we bring fuel from as well. I mean, I guess we could also do a good thing where we could bring fuel to Barrow. Sawbridge worth getting anything? No. So once again we could do a link there. Because Epsom gets food. Don't exactly get anything else. Did we? Chicago? No. Just doesn't. And even though it's literally transporting over to Housestead, which has other stuff. Put any cargo restrictions? No. Just didn't get anything else. I guess Widnes doesn't get any bricks. Yeah. We could fix that one. I mean, Neston literally gets bricks. Yeah, let's get some bricks. What have we got spare? I haven't really got much spare capacity there. They're pretty easy things to make. And we can find somewhere. Shoreham does them. I mean, could get a new line from Shoreham to not the passenger. Let's not click the passenger bit, let's click the cargo bit. If I click the... no, that is the cargo bit, isn't it? Yeah. So that's Widner's bricks. Which is making everything that bit more efficient now. Boat depot. Yeah. And I guess that could transport over to here as well. If we just... from there to Shoreham. Seriously stressing that. Bricks plant at Shoreham, but yeah. It does occur to me that we could start producing bricks here, actually. Then again, why not, like... let's just call that runs to Shoreham bricks, and then we could use it as, like, more of a transfer. Yes, if we just did there to there. Do use either side on that one, did I? Yeah, that is runs. Let's call it Bolton to Rawn's cargo. Which would also do the non-tank ships for that. We just went to that one. Allowed it to use either side. Both of those, right. I guess we're not really helping Ripon or Sawbridgeworth in any of this, but I guess if we got a hub here, which probably need more boat docks, but we could ship stuff over to Sawbridgeworth. It's a bit of a truck journey in, but whatever, let's just set up these bits next. So that's going to be called Enfield Cargo, which that will, straight, let's our train depot approach towards here. We could get one facing the other way, couldn't we? We just got one like there. There we go. We could get, if we got a diesel locomotive, something like that. We would need boxcar, 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 flat car, flat car, flat car. It will overlap the platform bit at Enfield, but that's probably still fine. Probably then one. It's honestly quite a short one that just delivers it up to Ruins. So it probably doesn't. It's the only boxcar goods, boxcar cargo. This one, so it doesn't need much. Yeah. So. Cargo, right. If we just went there. Diesel, probably. Let's just get the less powerful one, why not? Actually, no, let's get a 37. Like a 37. Right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Might even be overkill, but whatever. And then we get another route from here. Just gonna put it on 2 by default. And then that will go all the way to Eastbourne, which is not that far. Eastbourne cargo. So, do you not see the route? Oh, there we go. That's weird. Right, and now we get a cargo train for that. Which is all going to be queuing to go over the bridge, aren't they? We get one of each type of locomotive. Right, we can't do fuel right now, except we could get some delivered, but at the moment we're going for 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's already too long. But if I just did like something like that. Oh, that's too long though. Or we just went. We can adjust. We'll probably end up adjusting this. We just went boom, 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 boom. 2 of each, which we probably want boxcars more. But yeah, actually, to be fair, bricks we'd only want 1 carriage, which we might replace that with a boxcar. Just make it look neat. So yeah. There we go. Right, we don't have any fuel being delivered here, or to Barrow for that matter, so where do we get fuel from? It's a good fuel supplier. There's a large bit of it here, so we could just clone these. If I just shipped around from Wakefield to we could go to here, to Raunds, and that Raunds, even though Raunds doesn't need fuel itself, Raunds itself doesn't need fuel, but why not? We'll actually get like 1 boat on that, 2 of the smallest ones. Yeah, let's get 2 of the smallest ones on. We could also, I suppose, ship it back to Barrow. If we got port like somewhere near where they want fuel, or somewhere, or kind of anywhere, to be honest. If I just send a road up to it, that's a horrible location. I don't like that. That does not look nice. It's laggy, right? What happened? I deleted the thing, and now it's gone. It's just kind of switched where it's been positioning itself for the last minute. There we go. It's placed down now. So if we just went to like there, and then went to there, that should cover a decent amount of the town. I'm hoping I could do some fuel. Although I guess it covers that, which means that for a cargo delivery, those vehicles are so old. So at least duplicate them. And let's switch up the route a bit so it goes like there, there, and there to better distribute cargo. There we go. In fact, I'll even get a couple more vehicles. So this can connect into, so let's call that Barrow cargo, and then that will need probably 1 of each type of small boat. Go from here. One of those, one of those. Why not? Because that does more transport. We then could do Ripon from there as well. This is getting like seriously out of hand for the amount that's going on those 2 docks at Ripon, but Rawn's not Ripon. I said Rawns, didn't I? I said Ripon, didn't I? There we go. Yeah, that'll do. So that. Next over, let's just do a nice straight. Should then connect to more of this, yeah. So if we then connect from here, so that's Ripon cargo, which at the moment is the non-tanker goods, or non-tanker cargo, which means we'll get one of these on maybe. And then, which one to sort out Sawbridge with, which is a pretty big place to be honest. Which also has potential to produce stuff. To be honest, I'm going to get the cargo hub around there, and then we'll get a nice road set up out front. When it loads in. So yeah. If I just put that there, we'll get one more of those, and then we'll do a road there. So at least, you know, pave this road. And the road's into the town. Right, let's just do a drop off. Let's do a multiple drop off system, so we cover the whole town. Slightly less efficient for making money, but it's like, yeah, but I just want to make sure the town's covered and get on with life, so. So this is Sawbridge Worth cargo delivery, which will want some road vehicles, which, is there even, no, I don't think there's even road vehicle depot on this island, which is quite impressive. Let's get 5 vehicles, and then let's go from here over to Rawns. Yeah, Rawns is getting a bit out of hand. So Sawbridge Worth, and thankfully Sawbridge Worth doesn't want any tanker requiring cargo, so we'll just get the axe out. Why not? Yeah. So we press play. Rawns is going to become overwhelmed as to. If I just went for. Surely I can go for like a large dock. Like, can I genuinely not go for like sticking up? Like, let's go for at least 4 landings, so that there's at least a bit more space for boats to come in, because we've got several routes coming in now. So let's make sure we can get multiple boats coming in. Yeah, this is being really slow, isn't it? It's always so slow to add landings in. Oh, not another autosave, really? Oh, we have now got that one in. Right, one more. Has it got the landing in yet? There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 6 routes. So Barrow, and even select it to be either one there, but yeah. So that's going to default to 2. Barrow to Rawns. rules. Let's get defaulted to 3, why not? And then this one, let's default it to 4. Next one, we'll go for default of 1. This will just spread out cargo, and it's the selecting multiple options for that spreads out the boats, but it's like making sure they're all on different ones as much as possible that will spread out where boats are arriving. Right. If I just look at terminals, yeah, there are 2 with 2 of them, and then there are 2 with 1. Right. Good. This should do that. Right. So this only gets a little bit. That's Leinster. Or Leo Minster if you prefer. Yeah, only gets fuel. Congleton only gets bricks. Guess. I mean, this route does have the ability to transport other stuff, but maybe we could just do with bigger boats. And maybe one more. And then if I just went for a route that went from Congleton to Leinster. So this is, let's just call it Leinster cargo. We could get a non-tanker boat on that. That should do the job. There we go. Pickering doesn't get much. It only gets fuel and only a little bit. So it gets a bit of fuel from Filey. However, I mean, we could just connect it up to like Whitby or somewhere to get everything else. So if we just call that Pickering cargo. There's a boatyard there, in fact. Let's get 2 of these. These might not have the best radius around Pickering. Is it no? Yeah, it's probably not ideal. Let's get a little cargo terminal. That works. Then kind of does a bit of a tour of the town, right? Just go there. And go there. Right. Oops, I missed one. Right. Pickering cargo delivery. Once again, it would be more efficient to make money if I did like separate deliveries. I do not care at this point. I just want to get on with stuff. We make enough money. As things are, this route can afford to make a loss because it will only make a slight loss. Yeah, I think most places do get most of their cargo, to be honest. We should await the places over. Where are they? Cargo. There's so much waiting here. Sunderland food. Feels like it could do with more ships. Where was I looking to? If I got this set up with a little, let's go for one either side there, and then if I did that, and then a little straight into here. If I did a drop off there, that would do for those, right? So once again, not necessarily the most efficient, but I should have realised. switch that to the other side of the road. That's a bit more efficient, and then I'm literally just going to drop it off and get them to do a U-turn there. So that's bronze bricks. There we go. There is no road depot. Okay. We could do with some bus routes around these towns anyway. Particularly, I think, Eastbourne. Let's get these ones. This might be overkill. Does that make the rate? Oh, yeah, that's overkill. I think 800 is like the maximum level it'll go to, so there's no point going higher than that. Right, Eastbourne Station. It does an okay job for coverage. I'm not that bothered. Are there any towns that are like actively bad for like Ripon? I guess. Yeah, oh whatever. I feel like that's just gonna get all the towns connected up to cargo, so obviously I'll let things run a bit, but I think that'll be it for this episode, and potentially I would say there might only be one episode left of the series at this point, because there ain't much that's not been done yet, quite frankly. Like, there isn't much we haven't like touched. Pretty much everywhere's got like basic passenger and cargo connections, so I'll let it run, and then I think we'll come back for one final episode. So thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.